One of the biggest news that's going on in the Pokemon community is Shining Fates. And so I just want to hear your quick take in regards to Shining Fates so far, Yizzy, and we'll throw it over to our good pal Jordan.
Okay. I see a lot of people panicking, right? I see a lot of pre-orders up right now. And if y'all know nothing about pre-orders, how sellers and shops get it is they don't get allocated their boxes until a week or two before launch. And so before we get into the nitty gritty of it, I want to let everybody know to be careful with pre-ordering this product at this moment. They can request like 1,000 products, right, or 1,000 ETBs, for example. Until a week or two before, they will only get then they'll get their allocation numbers, which is actually how many products they'll get. So after the 1,000 products that they ordered, most people get like 10% of it or 5% of it. I've even known companies, we're not going to name names here, that's gotten 1% of their requested and I mean allocated only 1% of what they request, right? So they've got 10, let's say, for example, 10 ETBs throughout the whole thing. So they're only able to fulfill orders to 10 people out of the 1,000 cases that were pre-ordered. Morally speaking, it doesn't sit well with me, right? Because they're holding on to money from people that they're reinvesting into their company. So they get 1,000 pre-orders. They get like $10,000. They're using that money to fulfill future orders without even guaranteeing the product. So that's where I sit in it. I know Jordan Fringe knows a lot about this as well. That's one thing that hasn't been sitting well with me. It actually happened to me, and most people can refund it to you immediately, but as collectors, you want the product. Like, I hate seeing people online and seeing they have the product, and I'm like, dang, it's a week later, and I still don't have my refund. I still don't have my product, and that's $500 or $600 that I pre-ordered, and this is me learning throughout the years, right? Pre-ordered, and I see them on the shelf, so I don't have this $600 in my pocket to pay for something I found at Walmart now, right? So that's one thing that doesn't sit well with me.
What do you got to say, Jordan? Because you definitely pre-order stuff all the time. I'm not used to doing all that.
So, yeah, I know a little bit about how this whole Shining Fates is going to work. So distributors right now are, instead of usually how a distributor would work, you would place an order and then at launch they'd be like, all right, here's the allocations they're going to give you. Distributors are getting pre-allotted allocations from Pokemon ahead of time for Shining Fates. So right now, instead of going to a distributor and getting their pre-orders like these stores, the stores are already guaranteed some, but they're going to literally get a docket between now and the release saying, here's what we're only allowed to give you, no more. And that's it. So that you can't even put like a bunch of pre-orders in and then hopefully get some good stuff, right? Like with Champion's Path, you could just do as many pre-orders as you want, and then they'd be like, okay, we're going to give you this much this time, and then the next print will give you this much, and that's how we'll split it up. This literally right now is across the board. Whatever you get is what you get. That's it. You're not even given the option to do standalone pre-orders of what you want from stuff. You can only deny a certain amount and take less. That's it. There's no asking for more. At least with the first print run, I'm sure it'll be a continuing thing throughout the year. Amazon went up pre-orders. Apparently, I was just talking with Nate, and apparently Amazon put up their pre-orders for Shining Fates today, and it sold out in seconds. And there's going to be a lot of people with disappointed cancellations from that, 100%. That's where we get into the weird statistics of pre-ordering through other sellers, right? The people are saying, okay, pre-order through me, because some of these people are going to probably take in literally at this point with Shining Fates, with the hype around it, I don't even they're probably going to get a smallest fraction of what the pre-orders demanded. Like Champion's Path was already bad enough. I would say at about a 60-40% of what they thought they were going to get. We're talking here with Shining Fate numbers, a tenth. Like, if you get like 100,000 pre-orders, you maybe could fill a tenth fraction at the highest, but I even doubt that. So, and Shining Fates is going to be one of those sets that reignites the same hype and popularity as as Hidden Fates did. Very interesting topic. And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of interesting feedback from people on the internet about Shining Fates.
Yeah,
so
I want to
my 2 cents.
regurgitate something you said that I wrote it down and I wanted to talk about it. Is the you kind of spoke upon like history repeats itself, right? The way people are reacting to shiny fates. Yeah, look at Hidden Fates. Guys, please don't freak out. They've been like Jordan said, that y'all know, they've been reprinting for the past year and a half at this point, right? It came out in August and it was 29. Yeah, and they just reprinted Hidden Fate. So if you're freaking out and overpaying and taking these pre-orders in, let's even think about Champion's Path. We're seeing so much double and hattering boxes. You're going to get your hands on this, whether it be wave 2, 3, definitely not wave 1.
The ETBs were just reprinted and sent out this week from distributors.
Right.
So there's ETBs out in the wild again.
Yeah.
Don't pay $70 for them.
Yeah.
Don't pay $80 for them. They're $50.
Look at
they are. They're readily available, and they're going to be more readily available. I also just suggest don't buying the set. But hey, that's me.
No, yeah. I've seen distributors, like online distributors, initially they were selling it for $100, $120, $85, $90. I see it all. Literally this week, right? After announcing Shiny, they all dropped it. $60, $50, $55. How ridiculous is that? How do you have a price drop in a matter of 5 days from a $180, $90 product to $50, $60? Yep. Is it me, or does that like throw up red flags to everyone?
It's a false. So there's this whole thing about what's the real value of stuff like this. It's false market sharing, right? Basically, if I buy out everything and you can't buy it, then there's the supply and demand. So you
control the market.
No, but the second someone buys it, the second you buy it for me at whatever price I say, okay, I have Champion's Path ETB, it was 50, and there's already. Let me break down the distributor side of that. To literally get it from a distributor, one ETB cost about $32 to $34. There's already a $16 to $18 profit to that $50 market price that it should be set at. Anything above that is just extra money going into someone's pocket.
Right.
That it's nothing money. It's a fugazi price.
Right.
So if I said give me $100 for it, I just upsold you over 100% in profit for myself. I more than doubled and tripled my money on that. And that's how it is, and it sucks. And we're gonna see that exact same thing. I'm not saying it's never gonna. It's always gonna happen.
Right.
I don't like that. I don't like that it happened with Vivid Voltage. I don't like that it happened to a regular set. I understand the hype sets, the holiday sets, sure. But it sucks that it sends the wave road all the way to Vivid Voltage, and people cannot find ETBs, and that sucks. But those will be still readily available once the direction turns. As soon as Shining Fates comes out, no one's looking at Vivid Voltage. No one's going back and being, oh, what's that? What's this? So there's a time and a place. I know you want to open stuff now. I know you want to look for things now, but we're living in a post Renaissance Pokemon world. The 25th anniversary is going to cement and guarantee the amount of hard. I don't know how to exactly word this. It's going to be very hard for you to find any product next year of anything. You thought it was hard right now during the holidays. Not just the hype sets, not the anniversary set at the end of the year, nothing. I'm talking every single set this year will give you problems because it will always be bought up. It'll always be sold at a higher price. And that's going to transcend just the cards next year. 25th anniversaries always present themselves with a lot of items, a lot of interesting things, video games, all this other stuff. Everything is going to be scalped in Pokemon next year, whether you like it or not. And it sucks. Pre-orders are going to be hard to get, and you can't trust places where you can pre-order because allocations. When I was hearing allocations were hitting Vivid Voltage as hard as they were, which is a regular set that should be stocked on store shelves from aisle to aisle. You should be like, there's 100 packs here. Which one do I want? You can't even find the check lane blisters. You can't even find one pack on shelves. You're lucky to find an Orbeetle pack, Orbeetle box to get 2 packs out of. And that's it's disappointing, but that's what it's going to be throughout next year. I do believe there will be a dip once the anniversary hype dies down. And
absolutely.
Then it's just going to be the anniversary and Shiny Fate stuff that gets the hype still going. You just have to read the room on a lot of this stuff.
Unless you live in Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing you could possibly do in this space is, I would just say stay patient, because months after release, like Pokemon is basically gonna, like, if you can't get a product now, you're basically, and you can't get a product next time, Pokemon's going to continue to print out product until you have something in your hand, because you as a consumer is still demanding that specific product. Like it's like so many people didn't get Hidden Fates for a long time, and like I remember hearing from a few people who do work with distributors who were suppliers, like when Hidden Fates was about to come out, they were like, oh, Hidden Fates is going to be a limited set. And that's what started it all. Everyone thought this was going to be a one print run. Everyone thought that this set was going to be one and done, and so everyone bought into it, you know? And that's what's happening right now. They did it with Vivid Voltage. I remember one supplier on Instagram, I won't say his name, he said that Vivid Voltage is going to be a one-time thing. And people went
I'll
nuts
say his
over
name.
it.
I'm just kidding.
No, don't. We're not going to say names. And essentially, like, with Vivid Voltage, like, everyone thought this was going to be a very limited print run set. Like, the guy put up a story, like, this is so limited. I'm like, okay, I don't. Why would Pokemon as a business, as a company, only put out enough product just for one print, right? This is like Pokemon is at an all-time high where it's so demanding. Like I see so many content creators on TikTok that are doing ETB box breaks, like people who have never touched Pokemon in years. Like I saw the Vorse twins on TikTok. They have like 2.3 million followers on TikTok. They were opening a Champions Path ETB and doing raffle spots with it. I'm like, what the heck is this? But like we're in a new stage of phenomena. Like this isn't like Pokemania like it was back in 1999. This is Pokemania 2.0, where things are a lot more different now. Like back then, people were going crazy just because it was Pokemon. Nowadays, people are just going crazy because it's Pokemon and there's money involved.
We're also all adults now. All the people who have been into it, there's all different types of adults. The adults who stuck with it and are collectors, the adults who can see a money opportunity. There's a lot of different aspects to it now. Pokemon is the biggest media franchise in the world. It's the most, Pikachu is the most recognizable character across the world. There's a reason why Pokemon, no matter, even if you say, oh, this is it, this is the end, even if they have a downslope of people collecting, like after the 25th anniversary, the hype beasters who come into this type of thing are going to dip. They've already started to dip.
Yeah.
You know, there already is a dip in that after Champions Path was kind of a fluke for them. So we're going to see that dip back down, but it will still 100% be the biggest thing in the world. There is nothing that is even close to surpassing Pokemon, so there's no way there's ever going to be a shortage forever. That's why they're going back and reprinting old sets. That's why they're going and reprinting cards in current sets to keep them, you know, relative. They're making sure the product will eventually get to you, even if you can't get it right this second. And it sucks. And I do feel for the people who can't get it right this second. There's some things that it's easier to get for certain people. There's a lot of people in the Pokemon card community. The reason why they get it so easy, they go through distributors. They don't go to Walmart. They don't go to Target. They go through a distributor and they get what they're allocated. Now that's not even, they can just buy whatever they want, carte blanche, and then act like they got it for regular price so they can sell it for higher and make more profit, because there's a lot of people that do that. So be careful out there and watch out for those people. It's now these distributors have to pre-allocate it. So it's going to be a lot
pre-allocation. Jeez.
Literally, there's the new terminology. Instead of saying sold out, like you can't even like purchase from the distributor, it just says pre-allocated. You talk to any distributor, you can call them up, you look into anything, all of them are pre-allocated.
Jeez,
there's no way you're going to be able to just regularly find this stuff. And on store shelves, you know what's going to happen when you go to a Target on a stock day? There's going to be 5 people sitting around there going, I want this, I want this, I want this, and grab everything. You go to Walmart, same thing. That's just how it is right now. People are going to buy one and flex it. They're going to buy 10. They're going to flex that I got this, and the prices are going to go everywhere. If you really want it and you really want to get something, it's easier to stick certain things out. If you really need it, then sure, you're probably going to pay the crazy prices for it. At that point, just don't buy the product and buy the individual cards you want, because it'll be more advantageous for you to spend the money all that you can't even find the products that they're charging double, triple for on just buying the cards that are worth money, because you're going to spend all that money trying to pull that card anyway. So just go and do that. And that's where your value is going to be on that.